I tried this viral smashed gyoza recipe to see if it's worth your time making at home, and spoiler alert, it is. In this video, you'll learn how to make a delicious pork filling, as well as how to make a salty but balanced dipping sauce, and in the end, we'll find out which is better, smashed gyozas or regular gyozas. So follow along and let's get to cooking. Alrighty, so the first thing we're gonna do is our chopping work. I'm gonna grab 45 grams or 2 green onions, and I'm gonna cut the root off and then split it in half, separating the greens and the whites. I'm gonna chop our greens normally, and I'm gonna chop our whites normally, making sure to put them in 2 separate containers. From here, I'm gonna grab my microplane and about 1 inch worth of ginger and grate it until we get 17 grams worth. And please be patient and careful here. Don't accidentally grate your skin. Oh, no, we're good. I did not grate my thumb. My thumb has not been grated at all. No flesh in here. Lastly, we're gonna need 20 grams of grated garlic, which is about 3 to 4 cloves. Thankfully, this is much easier to grate than ginger, and I realized that I still remembered how to juggle, kind of. And now it's time to get our hands dirty and start mixing our pork mixture. I'm gonna grab a medium-sized bowl and throw in there 1.5 pounds of ground pork. You want plain ground pork, nothing that's been already seasoned already. From here, we're gonna throw in our 17 grams worth of minced ginger, as well as our 20 grams worth of minced garlic, 1.5 teaspoons of white pepper, 1 teaspoon of MSG, optional, but still worth it, 1 packet of Dashi powder or chicken bouillon powder if you don't have Dashi available, 12 grams of sugar, 6 grams of salt, 12 to 15 cranks of black pepper, really until your arms get tired, 40 grams of soy sauce, 1.5 tablespoons of sesame oil, and both the whites and greens of our green onions. But set about 1.5 tablespoons of our greens of the green onions to the side for something else. And now it's time for all the fun. You can use your bare hands, but I'm gonna be using a pair of rubber gloves, and now I'm gonna mix everything by hand. It only takes about a minute or 2, but you really wanna make sure you're evenly spreading out all those ingredients into the mixture. Now, if you'd like to test out the salt levels and how well seasoned your pork is, what you can do is get a hot pan and then throw down just a little flat dollop of our pork mixture in there. Sear it on 2 minutes for both sides and then taste it to see how the seasoning is. Thankfully though, I found the flavors and salt levels to be absolutely perfect here. Fire. Nailed it. Now, before we can form our smashed dumplings, let's quickly make our dipping sauce for them. But I like to quickly remind you guys as well that if you're liking this video, to please hit the like and subscribe button. Now let's get to our sauce. Now, in a small container, we're gonna pour in 65 grams worth of soy sauce and 65 grams worth of mirin, followed by 10 grams worth of chili crisp solids, 1 teaspoon of sesame seeds, and 1.5 tablespoons of the rest of our green onions. Give that a thorough mixing, and now you have a delicious dipping sauce for our gyozas that taste insane. Ooh, yeah, baby. That's good. Fire. I feel stupid that I called it fire. Is that still appropriate, or am I a little bit out of my age range here? Now let's get to shaping and cooking our smashed dumplings. I'm gonna grab a packet of dumpling wrappers. I got this at my local Asian market. And from here, I'm gonna grab our pork mixture as well. Grab 1 dumpling wrapper as well as 1 tablespoon of our pork mixture, putting it in the middle of our wrapper. From here, with the back of your spoon, you're gonna wanna spread it across the whole wrapper, edge to edge. It's really important you get the edges because the pork is gonna shrink a lot when we cook it. So if you don't get it edge to edge, it's gonna look really tiny. Now this process is a little time consuming, but it's honestly not too bad. It took me about 10 minutes to make 12 of these smashed dumplings. Compared to making traditional dumplings, this is significantly faster. And for the fun of it, let me show you how I like to make dumplings as well. You're gonna grab your dumpling wrapper and put a dollop of the pork mixture at the center of it, just as before. From here, you're gonna slightly wet your fingers and then run it along the dumpling wrapper halfway. Now gently bring both sides of the wrappers together, folding it closed. You want to carefully seal it, making sure you're squeezing all the air out, and then you want to crimp the edges shut on the wet side with the dry side. From here, I'm going to wet one side of the dumpling wrapper, and then I'm going to begin crimping the edges. Once you've crimped it all the way, you now have an amazing looking dumpling. Now, I am no expert at making dumplings, but I would have no... Oh, I dropped my dumpling. Oh no. Okay, take 2. Now, I am no expert at making dumplings, but I would most certainly serve this to friends and family without a hesitation. Now, let's get to cooking our smashed dumplings. This is Editor Xander here, but in a large skillet, nonstick or stainless steel, you're gonna throw in a small dollop of any high smoke oil. I'm using avocado here. Once our pan has come up to medium-high temperature, we're gonna now throw down our smashed dumplings meat side first. We're gonna cook them on this side for 2 to 3 minutes, really until you get a nice crust on the outside. Once they're ready, I'm gonna give them a flip and look at that beautiful crust. I'm gonna cook the other side now for only about a minute. You just wanna lightly toast and give the dumpling wrapper a little crust as well. At the end of that minute, you should have a nice little brown crust on your dumpling wrapper, and now you have smashed pork dumplings. Just repeat cooking them in batches, adding more oil if your pan dries out, but now it's time to plate this sucker. In a large plate, I'm gonna pour our sauce in a small bowl at the center of that plate, and then I'm gonna place our smashed dumplings around that bowl, trying to layer them on top of one another. I'll optionally hit it with some sesame seeds and some minced chives, and you're done. You have the viral smashed dumplings that has your own homemade pork mixture as well as your own dipping sauce that was all super easy and delicious. But there's only one way to find out for ourselves, so let's taste it. Alrighty, we have the viral smashed gyozas right here. I'm so excited to try this. First, I'm gonna try it by itself, no sauce. That's insanely good with no sauce. The seasoning is super strong and flavorful. Not too much, not too little. It's all in the sweet spot. I'm actually very impressed with this. Now we're gonna try some of the sauce. Game over. That's insane. The sauce just rounds out all the flavors. It has a nice punch. Oh, it's so good. I can't describe it. Now, do I think this is better than a dumpling? Yes and no. They're honestly very, very different, even though the ingredients are exactly the same. What it comes to is how you eat it. Eating a dumpling versus eating this, which is essentially kind of a taco, is a completely different eating experience. Taste-wise though, they're both phenomenal and will blow your mind. Just really a preference of what you want to eat and how you want to eat it in that very moment. This is a super simple recipe that I honestly highly recommend you guys give this a shot. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like and subscribe button. If you want to see more videos like this, I'm linking one down below for you right here. Thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful rest of your day.